Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Survival Challenge. It's still March. It's getting late in the afternoon, but there's a couple of things I want to do before I sleep. And the first thing I want to do is get our hops production back going. It did not occur to me that even though we're not making beer because we don't have any barley at the moment, we can still make hops and sell it. So actually, I think I just need one of these trailers. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get our hops operation running again, and we should make a big batch of hops before our barley is ready. So if we do, then we can sell some hops. So we'll get some manure in there first. It holds 10,000 liters of manure and 10,000 liters of seeds. So I'm going to try to stop this before it gets to 10,030. Oh, 10,006, which means I'm going to have 6 liters left over. Well, let's see if I can dump it and then turn it on. Well, and maybe wait for a bit before it is this where I put in manure? Yeah. It's the only place to put in anything. All right, so I have 6 liters left. So while I put in some more seeds, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. And then hopefully when I put in the seeds, it'll use 6 liters worth pretty quickly. And then I can get this out of my trailer. 10,030. Why? Why? All right, so that wasn't too many seeds. I'm going to get some word delivered here. Oh, that's a little bit closer than I wanted to be. All right. We'll go ahead and get 2 of those. Okay, very good. Yay. Empty trailer. All right, now, where did we leave our tanker? There it is. Well, that's not good. And get some water right here. It may be time to invest in a slightly larger water tanker, although we don't use it that often. Wow, that trigger is tiny. There it is. How much water does this hold? 1,000,000 liters. Yeah, we're not doing that. It's got 40 in it right now. We're about to put 15 more, so... And it's making hops pretty quickly. So let's see. I mean, hops sell for about $1,000 per 1,000 liters, so it's not a bad price for just putting seeds and manure and water into a greenhouse. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to do before we sleep is to spray this field of barley over here. It's got weeds in it, and they're just going to get bigger, so I don't want to let them go another day. But I also don't particularly want to use this little sprayer anymore. I think I want to buy a larger sprayer. It's time. We've got more fields. We've got bigger fields, so I think it's time. We got that emptied out. I'm not going to bother taking it to town. It's not worth that much. $4,336. So we're going to sell that. And then let's reset our delivery zone. We're going to buy nothing fancy at all. Just bigger. We could buy that one. Excuse me. But it's not that much bigger. This one is just a little bit more. It's only $1,000 more. It's 21 meters instead of 15, and at some point we can always add the additional tank. Although 1,300 liters I think is going to be just fine for most of our fields. So we're going to go ahead and buy that. Very nice. And it matches our tractor a little better. Not sure how much was in here. All right. See if this is enough. It's always fun to play with new toys. I was going to try to do the partial width, but that only works if if you don't have trees on one side. So, because if I did partial width, it'd be right in the middle. And I can't get the middle over to where I need it to be. So, I think in the future, on these tight fields, I'm going to need to do a headland first. And then that way, if there is a partial width that I need to do at the end, I can take care of that. Well, I think I'm going to have to run back to the shed and buy some more herbicide. Come back out and grab that last little bit. Oh wait, I may have some over here. Or is that all fertilizer? Oh. Well, about that. Okay. Should have done that in the first place. Alright, I'm going to get this last little bit done. And then I'm going to sleep. And then in the morning, we are going to evaluate what we have that we could possibly sell. And we are going to put some sugar beets in the field where we just harvested sorghum. So I'll get this all finished up, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. We have some donuts over there to sell. I'm going to take a look over here by the mill. Nothing spawning there. Let's grab our donuts. I don't know if there's any more in there or not. Oh, yes, there are. Just a few. Alright, so let's take our donuts to town. Get those sold and see how much money we end up with. So here's my thought. We're at a point right now. We don't have any barley to make beer. We're almost out of flour, I believe. I think the only flour we have left is what is currently in the donut shop. So as soon as that's gone, we're done with flour. So we're kind of waiting on all of our fields to be ripe so that we can harvest those and get our productions going again. The one thing that we seem to have constantly is silage, because we can make silage from grass that we cut. We can make silage from straw when we harvest fields. So it seems like we always have a good deal of silage. We have quite a bit right now. We have about 500,000 liters. Now I could just go ahead and sell that, and that would get us a decent chunk of money. But it seems to me that we could make more money if, instead of selling that, we could turn it into something else. And the only thing I know that does that is a BGA. So I'm still thinking about it. The only BGA we can afford is the mini BGA, which is the one that I use quite a bit, pretty much on every map that I do. It's by Disturbed Simulations. It's called the Mini Biogas Plant. It's on the Mod Hub. 55 grand, and it will process quite a few things. It'll process all of the standard things, silage and slurry and manure, and sugar beets and sugar beet cut, but it'll also do potatoes and straw. It's a very versatile, small BGA. And it would process all of our silage, and it would turn it into electricity, methane, and digestate that we could then sell and make, I believe, quite a bit more money than we would make if we just sold the silage. So that's what I'm thinking right now, but it's 55 grand and we have 41. So let's see what we make on the donuts. That may have been a bunch of talk for nothing. Nope, we can afford it. Donuts are good. We need to keep making those donuts. And we need to keep making beer too, but we're going to get back to that as soon as our fields are ripe. We'll be able to get back to that and start making money. But I'm going to do a little more thinking as I drive back to the farm. I'll meet you there and let you know what I've decided. So before I spend the money on a BGA, I'm going to go ahead and plant this field. I need some more seeds and some more fertilizer, though. These things don't want to work when they're laying on their sides like this. All right, that should work. Plenty of seeds. I don't think we have any fertilizer over there, so I should have bought some fertilizer. Pardon me while I do that. There we go. All right, we are rotating these fields. So the one that I just had sorghum in, I'm going to put sugar beets in. And then after we harvest those sugar beets, then we'll put in sorghum over there. There we go. Now we're all nice and lowered. Let's get it done. So I'm sure some of you noticed before I even started that I was not, in fact, planting sugar beets. I was planting barley. So I noticed about halfway through. But I figured it's all right. We'll go ahead and plant this in barley. Beer makes us lots of money. We have a sugar beet field there. We have a sugar beet field right there across the river. So, no huge deal. We'll probably go ahead and plant this in sorghum anyway, and the sugar beet field across the way. There's also a potato field over there, so we can plant that potato field in sugar beets just to kind of keep everything rotated so that we're not planting the same thing over and over again in the same field. Not that the game cares, but it just seems like it's kind of a farmer thing to do, to rotate your crops. If I were really going to rotate crops, then I would rotate between like root crop and then do a cereal crop and then do maybe some sort of legume. Of course, we don't have those available in the base game. I think that would be a good addition in a future version of the game. Some sort of beans or peas. I think that's a big crop all over the world. Chickpeas, lentils, those sorts of things are grown everywhere. So, I think that'd be a good addition to the game. So I think the last thing that I do today is I am going to put in a mini BGA. I know some of you are screaming, you use that on every map. Well, yeah, I do. When you have a tool that works and there's nothing comparable that you could use in its stead, I think, the only thing to do is to continue to use that tool. It works. It's going to make us money on a regular basis. It requires very little effort from us, which is always a nice thing. So, yeah, we're putting in the BGA. It's 55,000 even, and it goes right there. Still got room to get between it and the brewery. We can get in and out of the brewery just as easily as we could before. I don't think there's really ever any reason to go between these two buildings, but it's nice to know that we can if we need to. All right, and the last thing I'm going to do is put our silage on distributing. Set our BGA to work on silage. You see, we can also use sugar beets and potatoes. So when we get some money ahead, some of this space over here may be for Omatana's open gardens. So we can grow sugar beets and potatoes and distribute them directly to the BGA so that we are constantly making money, even if we have no silage. So I think this is going to be a real help in getting to our goal, which, remember, is to buy all of the fields on the map. And I think we're going to get there in the not too distant future. So I think that's going to do it for today. If you like this video, I sure would appreciate a thumbs up or a subscription. If you do not like this video, please post a comment and tell me why. Either way, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.